I went back to therapy.
Did you?
No. Welcome back, everybody, to the Loop of Hollow show with Shide. We had a big week, though, like Shide was talking
Absolutely.
about. Trump finally went on Joe Rogan.
After 8 years.
It has
if
been
not longer.
It has been 8 years, and we're just going to get into it here. We'll talk about what we think after the fact, but seriously, I think it was his best episode ever, and I'm a little bit biased in that.
You think it was Rogan's best episode ever?
Oh, 100%. It was 3 hours, dude.
It was 3 hours, and it was iconic. Honestly, I can't lie to you. The first hour and a half, I mean, there were some boring spots. There were definitely some highs and lows. I don't know. Compared to the views, and we'll go over all that and whatnot, but like, just I feel like I'm torn. I'm torn on the episode as a whole. But we'll get into some clips, and obviously, everybody's seen this.
Yeah.
So
here's Trump. This is the first clip. We're gonna play like 4 clips. This is the first one. He's telling Joe that he's serious about replacing the income tax with tariffs, and there's been a lot of people that are for or against this, but we'll just play it for you here. So here we go.
Idea of getting rid of income taxes and replacing it with tariffs.
Well, okay.
Were we serious about that?
Yeah, sure. But why not? Because ready? Our country was the richest relatively in the 1880s and 1890s. A president who was assassinated named McKinley. He was the tariff king. He spoke beautifully of tariffs. His language was really beautiful. We will not allow the enemy to come in and take our jobs and take our factories and take our workers and take our families unless they pay a big price. And the big price is tariffs.
And so when he was talking about tariffs, I didn't really understand tariffs, but more and more when he was talking about it, I started understanding more.
Yeah, it's the tax on goods that are being shipped out and that we're receiving. But basically, I mean, to my understanding of tariffs, we are. It's funny because I was talking with her uncle about tariffs, because this didn't make any sense to me. Because what it is ultimately it's a tax, but again, then ultimately it goes 2 different ways. We can say that the companies are going to charge more because they're being taxed more to get what they need to make said product or to make it outside of the country and ship it here, whatever the case may be. But then also, when you're talking about having a tariff situation like that, where we can ultimately say, listen, we're gonna put tariffs on 200% of this, and we're gonna take and make everything here in the United States. But then ultimately, it's more expensive to do that. So I don't know. I'm very torn on this whole tariff this whole income tax swap for tariffs, because to me it's like it doesn't make sense. It still hasn't through the research that I've made. I don't know. I don't think that this policy is going to make or break his campaign. I don't know that it's actually something that's feasible.
The thing that I really like, though, when he talks about tariffs, and we won't talk about this forever, but he talks about threatening other countries with
right,
tariffs.
Which is what it is. It's supposed to be used as a strategic, threat.
Yeah, and going back to Andrew Schultz's podcast, he talked about it on that. How he used tariffs to prevent these 2 countries from going to war and starting another war.
Right.
So I don't know. I think that I'm a little bit jumpy here.
I mean, the thing is he's a businessman. Like, that's the other side of it is he's a businessman. And tariffs, I mean, I don't want to call them simple, but again, it's just, it's something that he is making business moves when he's, threatening tariffs or using tariffs. I don't want to say across the board. I don't know what his exact game plan is for those tariffs. I think it is across the board.
Yeah, I think it is too. But yeah, I thought it was interesting, and like you said, I don't know that much.
But that's the thing with that's the thing with politics and government is people are going to run for office and promise these things, and it's happened with every single president that we've seen. Some shit gets done, but most of the shit that you promise, like Joe Biden promising to forgive student loan debt, like those things don't just. Some things just can't fucking happen.
But to transition from that, here's something that politicians never do. So Trump was on Joe Rogan, and the second clip that we're going to play is he's literally admitting where he was wrong.
Yeah.
No politician ever admits that they're ever wrong. So this is a 2-minute clip. I don't know if we'll play the whole thing, but this is Trump on Joe Rogan admitting where he was wrong in his presidency. Here we go.
The mistake I made was I picked some people. I picked some great people, but You don't think about that. I picked some people that I shouldn't have picked. I picked a few people that I shouldn't have picked. And
Neocons?
yeah, neocons or bad people or disloyal people or
People that were just
people
bad.
that were into the
You
people
got
that
bad advice.
Yeah, I mean, look, I mean, you're reading about him a little bit today. A guy like Kelly, who was a bully, but a weak person. You know more about bullies than anybody probably around because you deal in a certain sport where the bullies are exposed very quickly.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
he's bad. Bolton was an idiot, but he was great for me because I'd go in with a guy like a John Bolton. You know John Bolton. A friend of mine called me up. I was picking Bolton, and he's a very smart guy. His name is Phil Ruffin. He's a very rich guy from Las Vegas. He's a great card player. He doesn't play cards, but he's a great player. He's just a natural. Got poker sense, right? The good old poker sense. And Phil Ruffin is a very, very wise kind of a guy.
Dude,
and very
I watch these, and I am obviously voting for Donald Trump. But God, I wish you would stop using so many fucking adjectives. Oh my God,
I know.
every time.
But
it's every time.
To just elaborate on what he was saying, he basically admitted that he was
right,
wrong.
that he made mistakes. He hired the wrong people.
Nobody ever does that anymore, and even in the Biden administration,
Right.
they keep everybody.
Exactly.
Even though they are probably one of the worst administrations in our lifetime.
Right.
Well, definitely our lifetime, possibly the
Yeah,
world.
absolutely.
And so he continued to go in. I thought this was very interesting because, once again, the fact that we're watching Joe Rogan interview Trump is crazy.
Yeah.
I never thought that we would get this. And Trump is talking about in this clip how he basically saved Hillary Clinton from going to jail. And he ran on that whole lock her up policy,
Right.
which is crazy. But we'll play this and then we'll talk about it. It's only 38 seconds.
Yeah.
I could have put crooked Hillary.
I
in
respected
jail.
that you didn't because what you said was it would be bad for the country.
No, I can't. I couldn't even imagine. You have, first of all, Secretary of State, but more importantly, the wife of the President of the United States of America going into jail. And if you ever saw when I'd say something about her, they'd all say, I didn't say it. I never said it. They say, lock her up, lock her up. And I'd always go, take it easy, just relax. We're going to win this thing. Take it easy, take it easy. And I'm telling you, I kept it down, just the opposite. Now they say, oh, Trump wanted to put her in jail. No, I saved her from going to jail. They had more stuff on her. And Comey had
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
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 Exactly it.
That's...
By the way, and the opposite, the Democratic Party now, they don't do that. They're
No.
going after him
Oh my
now.
God, no! They want to throw him in prison.
The
they
humility of
They
Donald
basically
Trump.
want him murdered. At the end of the day, they want him murdered.
It's
And
just
it sucks. It sucks because I don't wish harm on any presidential candidate, but I don't know. I don't know. Like we saw it earlier when we talked about Kamala, comparing him to Hitler, and it's like, how do you do that? How do you do that? You're like, how are you not guilty in the court of law of
inciting violence.
inciting violence? Like, how is that not?
These people are evil. We have
It's
one more.
ridiculous.
We have one more clip, and then we'll talk about the full episode.
Yeah.
This is like a speed run. I just wanted to play a couple of the viral clips that were going around because it's just surreal that we're watching this, dude. It's surreal that Joe actually had him on, and then I don't know. It feels like we're in like an alternate reality right now.
Right.
The rebels are Republicans now. They're like, you want to
Yeah,
be
I
a
never thought
rebel,
of it
you
that
want
way. I
to be
think
punk
you're right.
rock, you want to
Yeah.
buck the system. You're a conservative now. That's how crazy. And then the liberals are now pro silencing criticism. They're pro censorship online. They're talking
They
about
come after
regulating free speech and that regulating the First Amendment. It's bananas to watch.
Joe, they come after their political opponent.
Well, they
I
do.
got more guys. I always say, I kid, but I'm not kidding. I've been investigated more than Alphonse Capone. He was the meanest of them all. He'd kill you in 2 seconds if he didn't like you, right? I've been under investigation more than Alphonse Capone, only because it's political opponent stuff. And I've won. I won the big case in Florida. I'm winning the other stuff. You win, but you know what they did? They did something that's only done in third world countries. They came after their political opponent.
Yes.
I could have put crooked Hillary in jail.
Well, not only that, but they're weaponizing it by saying that that's what you're going to do once you get in office.
Isn't it
by
great?
ignoring
Yeah.
what
He is
they're
go-
doing right now. It's crazy.
I heard it. Somebody was defending me today. They said, no, they say that's what you're doing to him. They're going, he's going to put us in jail. He's going to invest. They
It's
said,
what you're
that's
doing.
what you're doing to him.
Yeah.
A lot of people say, will you do that? Will you do that to him to them if you win? You know, the presidency has tremendous power. I could have put crooked Hillary.
I
in
respected
jail.
that you didn't, because what you said was
All right,
it
we
would be
just
bad.
That goes back into the other one. But yeah, I mean,
So we're done clip farming. Sorry about that. But like, I just wanted to play this, and I could get a little bit emotional. And now we're gonna talk about the fallout. But bro, I'm not gonna cry. But bro,
oh God, I hope not.
bro, it's so surreal.
It was, and it was like the most excited I've ever been for a podcast to
Me
drop
too.
it.
We were talking about it.
It dropped right at what, fucking like 8, 9 o'clock
was-
at night. Like it
yeah.
was just, it was wild. The whole thing was wild, and I'm really upset that I didn't watch more of it like when it first came out.
I mean, the numbers too were crazy.
Dude, the numbers were insane.
We'll get into the numbers, but I watched about, so far I'm like 2 hours and 5 minutes in. Haven't watched the whole, because it's so phenomenally long.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's girthy too. Not to make, I mean, but it is girthy. It's
It is.
It's got
And
a lot of meat to it. They covered so much.
Right, and like I think we're both at the same spot, like in the podcast, and it's insane that this is the longest interview for a president this year, and Kamala Harris would not be able to hold her own. She would sit there and get so fired
Bro,
up.
she didn't,
At
right?
Rogan, she would get pissed.
No, but like, look. Okay, so
Right,
this is from an account on Twitter called Autism Capital. Okay, so Trump in one day got 25 million views on his 3-hour episode with Joe Rogan. Okay, look at this, man. Look at this right here for everybody. 25 million in one day, unfreaking heard of. The only
Crazy.
interview on the internet that's probably going to be comparable after a couple weeks is the Cat Williams interview with Shannon Sharp.
Yeah.
All right, Kamala Harris did Call Her Daddy. 696,000 views from 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Look, man, look at the stats.
Yeah.
This-
Nobody's interested. Nobody gives a fuck.
Either that or this Joe Rogan episode is just an all-time killer. It broke the internet. I agree.
Yeah.
Nobody
I mean,
nobody cares about when Kamala goes on interviews because she
No.
went on another podcast too with like past NBA players.
Oh,
But, man-
yeah. Matt
But
Barnes
man,
and
look
them.
at this. Okay, so here's another one. So Joe Rogan and Trump. This was 10 million views in. It's not loading here. I think it was 10 million views in like 11 hours.
Yeah, something
Here we
like
go.
that.
So right here, right, you have it, and yeah,
11
this is
hours,
a little bit
yeah.
over 10 million views in 11 hours. Okay, the same day that this came out, Beyonce was on the campaign trail campaigning for Kamala Harris.
Yes, sir.
Of course. I mean, who else would she campaign for?
Did he?
She sold her soul. That's fine. Whatever. But they released a clip. CNN released a clip, and you think a short form clip would do really well. It's
Especially on
Beyonce.
CNN.
It's Beyonce.
Especially
yeah.
CNN's clip.
530K views in 11 hours. Not even comparable, bro. We're talking about the stats, right?
No.
Not even comparable. So the fact that you wanna say that this wasn't gonna, I don't know whoever said it wasn't gonna do well, but people on the left shitting on Trump for going on all these podcasts.
Yeah.
Bro, this, and what I was about to get a little bit emotional about is the mainstream media, for the first time ever, they don't have the power.
Right.
The establishment doesn't have the power anymore.
Right.
It is all given to the people. And thank God for Elon Musk,
Oh my
first
God.
off.
I
Thank God for
agree.
the internet, because Elon set the precedent for everything.
I agree.
It's just...
I will say, do you notice a lot of bots on your X?
Yeah,
feed?
definitely.
Like a lot.
Yeah.
Like a lot. That's probably the one thing that like is about X. But honestly, like at the end of the day, I said this before and it was kind of a hot take, but it was like, that's like one of the last forms of free speech. Just meaning like you get there's no censorship on X. You can post and say whatever you want.
Well, bro, it sets the precedent for all the other social media platforms, because if somebody doesn't like, say, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, they will go to Twitter,
Right.
X, and they'll move everything there. And so as a result, too, Instagram, Facebook have like lifted their restrictions a little bit.
Yeah.
Same with YouTube. You could talk
Right.
about election denial now.
Right. But like, I mean,
crazy.
on X, like, how are you, like, X is the only app that you could literally watch InfoWars by Alex Jones
Yeah.
and porn on the
porn.
same site, like on the same app.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Minutes apart from each other.
Yeah. Seconds. It could be on your next scroll.
I know. But, dude, going back to this episode, and we'll kind of cap it off after that. Dude, this episode was great. They talked about everything from even the Lincoln bedroom, right?
Yeah, that was interesting.
Trump talking about the details and the respect he has for the past leaders of this country, dude. The history. I mean, you could call it filibustering. You could call it weaving. You could call it losing your train of thought.
Yeah.
But he is so thoughtful, and he is such a great conversationalist. Even him talking about the UFC, dude, just paying the attention to detail.
And he could just go on.
Yes.
Like I shit on his adjectives, but that's because he just likes to talk, and he'll just go on. And yeah, sometimes they become rambles or whatever, but I mean, ultimately he does a decent job at tying it back to the main point. Joe had to rein him in a couple times.
Yeah.
But I mean, honestly, I thought it was from what we've seen so far, I think it was a great interview, the best interview that he's probably done so far.
3 hours.
To show his personability. Like
3 hours.
that's the other thing too, is everybody just objectifies him as a presidential candidate, and then they objectify him as a, Hitler-esque, but ultimately he's a father, a grandfather, a husband. No matter what doubts you have out there, he's still a human being.
And it was so genuine, too. It was so genuine. You hear him actually laugh, It was so genuine.
Mm-hmm.
I think the camera shook a little bit.
Oh, sorry.
No, we're good. We're good.
Oh, yeah, it is because I'm kicking the cord.
But I think we're good.
Okay.
No, but he was so genuine.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was.
No, he genuinely was genuine.
Yeah, it was a pleasure to watch, man. It was a pleasure to watch. 3 hours. We've never before ever gotten a long-form 3-hour interview with the presidential candidate ever in our lives.
No.
And the fact that we have it, man, it sets a precedent. Now, mainstream media, good luck. You are on death's door.
Yeah, until you show up to Austin, Texas, and get interviewed by Joe Rogan, you're done.
Yeah. So Joe actually went on Fight Companion yesterday. I guess it's his parent podcast with the Joe Rogan Experience. It's the same thing. Basically.
Yeah, they're literally in the same thing, but they just watch UFC events. So I don't know who he had on. Probably Brendan Schaub and a couple other guys.
I forget the other comedian that Brendan Schaub does it with. Anyway.
Brian Callen.
Yeah, Brian Callen. So they were on Fight Companion. Joe was on Fight Companion, and Joe Rogan was just talking about the fallout of this Trump podcast and what he thought after. So we'll play that clip for you now.
Were you at all nervous for Trump?
I was definitely hyped up. I was excited because I wanted to. There's a lot of questions I need to answer.
Did you feel pressure?
No, not pressure.
Pressure mean make sure you covered everything you want to cover.
No. Just I knew what was important.
Did you?
Oh no.
Well, folks.
Oh, don't do that to us.
Come on now. Come on, baby.
That's the worst.
That is the worst.
Were you at all nervous for Trump?
I was definitely hyped up. I was excited because I wanted to. There's a lot of questions I need to answer.
Did you feel pressure?
To his point,
No.
though,
not
you
pressure.
only have a certain amount of time with the president. Like somebody who became the president of the United States after being just a random Joe Schmo. I mean, he's not, just a random Joe Schmo. He's been obviously an icon for God knows how long, but
50 years.
Right. But what I'm saying is you as Joe Rogan, this is the first time that you're ever getting to do an interview like this and answer questions that people don't know. Only presidents know. What is it like on day one when you walk into this place that only people see from the outside or take a little tour? You know what I mean? It's got to be surreal.
And that's what Trump
was
talking
what Trump
about,
was saying.
dude. So let's see if this loads.
Pressure mean make sure you covered everything you want to cover.
No. Just I knew what was important.
Did you
not
prepare for
necessarily?
it?
Yeah.
The politician came.
Well, folks,
Fuck
the
that.
clip didn't play. Oh well, but yeah, the main parts of what we wanted to cover. He said, he has questions, but he just didn't really feel any pressure.
Right.
It's crazy, dude. The fallout from this podcast. I hope it shows mainstream media that they're very much powerless in comparison to
And it's also
independent media.
I think it goes hand in hand too with streaming services. Okay, so think about, at least this is how I'm wired. I don't nearly watch as many local channels or certain news outlets because we as a family have switched to a streaming service.
Yeah.
So, using Hulu Live or YouTube TV, I feel like it's not just one of those local channels. Growing up, we knew what station to put on. We knew what numbers. We knew 27 or whatever the hell we wanted to put on. And so I think it goes hand in hand with that, where the younger community is watching less and less of their news on a television.
Yeah,
So it's not giving the MSNBC, the ABC, even the local media outlets, it's not giving them those clicks because everybody's growing up and they're all changing.
Yeah, and I mean, look at this, dude. So this is an article for the Post talking about Trump's Rogan episode hits 20 million views in 20 hours on YouTube. Just YouTube, too. We don't know the Spotify and the Apple Podcast
That's
stats.
wild.
But, like, look at this, dude. This is just a testament, right, when talking about the stats.
Yeah.
So, Trump's episode of the Joe Rogan Experience has now amassed over 20 million views on YouTube in 20 hours since its release.
Oh my God, how much money is Joe Rogan making from this episode?
A lot, making it one of the most viral episodes in the popular podcast history. The episode's massive viewership dwarfs its average audience, which tops out on around a couple million views on YouTube. The Trump episode is trending to be one of the show's most viewed episodes ever. Of course, now here's what's crazy. Trump and Rogan even got more eyes than the historically well-watched World Series Game 1 between the Yankees and the Dodgers. Two of the biggest franchises.
That's crazy.
Two of the biggest franchises. Listen to this, which only
I
brought
did not
in...
know that.
Yes, which brought in 15.2 million viewers. Game 1 was the most watched World Series opener since 2017.
Wow.
Joe Rogan Experience most popular episode ever featured Elon Musk smoking a joint in 2018.
Great episode.
Everybody remembers that.
Yeah.
That amassed 69 million,
That
69 million views
infamous.
in the years since that. Oh, excuse me. In the years since that viral moment, I'm trying not to laugh and burp at the same time.
Oh God, that's rough.
The blockbuster Trump interview was wide-ranging and lasted 3 hours, covering topics like UFOs, assassination attempts, nuclear energy, beached whales, and all matters politics. He did talk about the beached whales, which I thought was hilarious.
Yeah, as did I.
Earlier this week, Vice President Kamala Harris' campaign announced she would not appear on America's most popular podcast due to scheduling conflicts. No, he just doesn't want you. Anyway, Harris did make time for Alex Cooper's Call Her Daddy podcast earlier this month. The episode of the popular sex-centric show, right there. Once again, why are you doing it?
Yep.
But whatever. Sex-centric show has garnered 687,000 views on YouTube in the 3 weeks since it's been up.
Wow.
Which pales in comparison. We talked about that already.
Yeah.
In the interview released yesterday, Trump said Harris couldn't handle speaking extemporaneously for an extended time with Rogan. Can you imagine Kamala doing the show? She'd be laying on the floor, Trump riffed. Wow. If she did this kind of interview with you, I hope she does because it would be a mess. She'd be laying on the floor, comatose. Oh my gosh. She'd be saying, call in the medics. Rogan pushed back against the Republican candidate. I can imagine her doing this show. She was supposed to do it, and she might still do it, and I hope she does. I will talk to her like a human being. I would try to have a conversation with her, Rogan said. So, wow. First off, I did not know that.
Yeah, I mean, I did know that. I saw that clip. The thing is during this, Rogan did not endorse Trump.
No, he didn't.
He didn't endorse Trump. However, it was somebody who I think is because, Elon said it. Rogan is a liberal. Mm-hmm. He's liberal in most of the ways that he thinks, and when you tie that all into the fact that he's having Trump on, I think you're watching somebody who is very liberal in their thinking. Realize that, whoa, the left is way too radical.
Yeah.
And you're going to go back and resort to, at least talking to Trump and hearing from Trump, because all Rogan is doing is just acknowledging what most common sense people are seeing, which is like, whoa, Kamala Harris sounds like a retard when she speaks. Mm-hmm. And then Donald Trump is getting shot at and getting called Hitler and all like, it's all just very common sense. Like, that's why I don't know. I don't foresee Rogan ever endorsing a presidential candidate.
No.
However, I do think that he wants Kamala Harris on just to be that go-between, to have that conversation and to help people. Like, that's what Rogan wants. He wants to help people make an informed decision on both sides. So he had a 3-hour deep dive into Donald Trump. Mm-hmm. Now, if we have a 3-hour deep dive into Kamala Harris,
which I don't think we will.
We would never.
Her handlers won't let that happen.
Oh my God, it would be 30 minutes and Joe and Jamie would have to wrap it up.
Yeah, but as a testament to Joe Rogan, dude, he hasn't picked a side in this. Not really. I mean, he shat on Kamala a lot. I feel like eventually we'll know who he voted for, but he's been really, really good lately at being objective, dude. Anyway, so the same day that Trump went on Joe Rogan and then he went to Michigan right after, the same day that happened, Kamala, and we talked about this earlier, but we'll talk about it a little more, Kamala had Beyonce support her. and Beyonce came out to Kamala's Texas rally, and the internet tore her apart. So
They did not like it.
another article from the Post right here. Kamala Harris mocked after Beyonce fails to perform at her Texas rally. Quote, baited people with a free concert. And this is true. Beyonce never performed. But everybody, like more than, I think it was like 60,000 people
Yeah.
that went to the Texas football field, the arena, stadium, wow, were told that they were going to get a free concert from Beyonce. So, of course,
Right.
of course they would show up. Look at this, dude. Kamala's so excited. There's Beyonce. Look at that. They both sold their soul. Anyway,
It's just sickening.
it was the best thing they never had. After rumors swirled that Beyonce would perform at the Vice President Kamala Harris rally in Houston on Friday, fans were let down after the superstar failed to put on a show. Okay, so for a crowd of 30,000, not 60, my fault. Instead, the 43-year-old Texas Hold'em singer, a native of the Lone Star State, delivered a speech at the Harris event in which she endorsed the Veep in the 2024 presidential election. The singer left the stage without performing, leaving critics to claim that B was snubbing the Democratic presidential nominee. Instead, 91-year-old Willie Nelson performed for the crowd. That's a disappointment.
Oh my God, how disappointed are you?
According to ex-post quoted by Daily Mail, critics claimed rally-goers just wanted to catch a free Beyonce concert, calling the lack of a performance unbelievable. So let me get this straight.
I bet you she just lost a fuck ton of voters right then and there.
I don't know, dude. I hope so, but who knows? So this is one user on X who was talking about it. They said, so let me get this straight. Kamala Harris baited people with a free Beyonce concert and then had Willie Nelson perform. Talk about a bunch of pissed off concert goers. Seriously.
Right.
I mean, you want to talk about Swifties? Look at this, dude. So next up, she can't even deliver on promises to her own followers with the Beyonce performance. But yes, she will
and
totally...
who was the weirdo that walked out with Beyonce? What was her name?
I'm not sure.
Kelly Rowland.
I don't know who Kelly Rowland is.
Me neither.
But look at this, dude. Here's what really was telling, right? So this critic's talking about Kamala.
Right.
She can't even deliver on promises to her own followers with the Beyonce performance. But yeah, she will totally close the border and stuff. Another one. Last night, Democrats promised voters a free Beyonce concert to get them to show up, but when they showed up, they got a washed-up Willie Nelson concert instead.
Dude, just imagine the kind of people that come out for a Beyonce concert and then they are all just taken back when Willie Nelson.
I know.
91-year-old Willie Nelson is playing.
Somebody else said, look at this. Somebody else said that it's alleging that this is a foreshadowing that the political party will lie to gain power.
Ooh.
So during Beyonce's speech, she said that she was not appearing as a celebrity nor politician. She said, I'm here as a mother who cares about the world our children live in, a world where we have the freedom to control our bodies, a world where we are not divided, our past, our present, or our future. Well, what type of safety are you referring to, man, when you want a wide open border?
Right.
Women are getting raped,
Right.
robbed, murdered. Men are getting raped, robbed. I don't know about rape. Robbed, murdered.
They don't care.
Lots
they
of
don't
violence,
care.
drugs. Beyonce, you're talking about safety? What about the fentanyl coming over through the border? I'm
Right.
sorry, you just want to spread your legs. That's a little bit weird. Ain't that a little bit weird? That's what we're doing here, Shad. Isn't that crazy? So I'm for abortion when it comes to life of the mother, rape, incest.
Those
But
three.
all these
That's it.
girls, all they want to do, or people, all they want to do is be able to spread their legs and get fucked. Spread their legs, get fucked, no consequences. And that's what they want to do.
Dude, it's the
And
fact
that's
that
what they want to do.
Dude,
Listen,
your grandmother watches the show.
No, I'm pissed off because here's the thing. They always talk about, well, so-and-so got pregnant. How'd you get pregnant, bitch?
Right.
How'd you get pregnant?
Right.
You sat down, you opened your legs, and you let it happen.
Right.
You
Well,
got
like I
fucked.
said, we're from Ohio.
You got fucked.
Right. We're from Ohio, and that's the same thing that I'm seeing with like Bernie Marino. There's a Sherrod Brown campaign ad going out right
He's
now
so
about
fucking ugly. I hate Sherrod Brown.
about
Fuck Sherrod Brown.
about Bernie Marino talking about how we need to take some sort of initiative and realize that hey, it is like yes, abortions are a thing, but let us not forget how babies are made.
We love to get sponsorships, by the way.
And Sherrod Brown, Sherrod Brown's like endorsing that ad, but it's like, no, like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, yeah, at some point you have to embrace that I had sex and this is why I have a baby. But again, I think that's the issue with this abortion.
Just don't put it light. You got fucked. You consensually got fucked. You shouldn't be able to kill the kid that you got fucked. Hold on. You shouldn't be able to kill the kid that you have after you consented to getting fucked without a condom. Without a condom. I'm looking at you. If you decide to do this, fine. It's within your right. Whatever, right? I'm talking to you, the viewer, who you're probably 99% male. And a little bit of non-binary too. Oh, I don't know if women watch the show.
That's our audience.
But if you are going to vote, I agree. By the way, I think the three circumstances, right? Life of the mother, rape, incest, right? Whatever.
Right.
Fine. I'm sympathetic to that. Also, too, I don't want to tell a woman what to do with her body, but I think it's just funny. You women are willing to completely dismantle Western democracy, completely, with Kamala Harris, right? Voting for Kamala Harris. Because we're going to go to war. By the way, if we go to war, you fuckers, the women out there, they're not sending you.
No.
We're going.
Exactly.
Shad, I was thinking about this. I was telling my brother, we could be in Ukraine by February.
We could be.
We could be serving in Ukraine.
We could be.
For all the pink-haired liberal bitches. Think about that. For all the pink-haired liberal bitches.
Absolutely.
We could be fighting for you.
Right.
So you better vote correctly to make sure we don't get there.
They don't give a fuck about us.
Of course
That's
not.
the issue.
Well, they're stupid.
Because without men, they get to flaunt around New York City and be all happy and gay and... But anyways, what I was trying to say is...
sorry.
No, you're good.
Please sponsor us if you're out there.
What I was trying to say is like, back to the abortion thing, like... Again, we don't want to tell women how to control their bodies.
No.
And ultimately, I wish Trump would have just left Roe v. Wade alone so we wouldn't be having this fucking argument.
I agree.
But at the end of the day, it's back to the states. So if you have an issue with the abortion laws or anything going on with abortion, bring it up with your state, not the fucking president of the United States. Like, I have a problem with the idea of not taking what's the word I'm looking for? Not taking accountability for the fact that you had sex and now there's a baby. Like, that is how the world works. That's how it works. It's what you know signing up for it. I don't care if it was a 2 a.m. drunk hookup. Like, and again, we're both very moderate about our abortion sides.
I think so too.
When we say, listen, the life of the mother, rape, incest, like those things. But that's the issue with abortion right now, is it's just so far right and so far left. Whereas, you see some people on the right that are saying, no abortions across the board, nothing, da-da-da-da-da. But then the left is like, okay, it's a 9-month, baby with Down syndrome. Let's get it the fuck out of here.
They're doing it in front of the DNC.
Yes.
Crazy. And so I don't know, man.
And also, too, like, can we stop celebrating abortion? Like,
it's the worst day of a woman's life.
It's something that is just become something of a celebration. And I mean, like we've talked about, seeing on X and whatever, even if they're memes or even if they're fake, it's these women that they're flaunting their 9-10 abortions. They aborted 2 twins just because they can't, like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Like, that is the evil part of it.
It's a death cult. I'm convinced. And so closing it out, man, I don't know. Sponsor us, by the way, once again, if there's any sponsorships
Planned Parenthood, if you'd like to sponsor us, we're here.
I don't know if I could take that one in good conscience. Maybe if the check was big enough. But yeah, dude, I think you need a beer. I need a beer. And maybe we do that this morning. But to continue on, right, you're talking about New York. You're talking about being gay.
Is that what we're doing this morning?
No. But you were talking about New York, and I wanted to bring this article up because this happened earlier in the week. I don't think we have the video. We probably don't. We might be able to get it. But there was a TikToker in New York. So she was going outside of this Greek restaurant, and she saw the Greek flags that were hung up, and she thought they were Israeli flags. And she goes, "Free Palestine, free Palestine." She rips down the Greek flags, and the people working inside the shop come out like, "What are you doing? Those are Greek flags." And she's like, I'm sorry. Like an idiot. So look at this, dude. She was dubbed as one of the dumbest people on earth.
Well, she looks like it.
So she ripped down the Greek flags thinking they were Israeli in a pro-Palestine rant. We're not going to play the video because it's too much. But here we go. So An anti-Israel influencer is being dubbed as an uneducated nitwit by members of her community after she mixed up the Greek and Israeli flags during a hateful frenzy outside of a New Jersey restaurant.
Dude, it's the fact that it was outside of Elfie's gyro. Like, come on.
Amber Matthews, 23, filmed herself ripping down a decorative string of Greek flags she thought were Israeli at Elfie's gyro
Oh my
in
God.
Montclair in March, and then was arrested on Tuesday after she posted the now viral video to her social media accounts 7 months after the blunder. She did make herself look like one of the dumbest people on earth. How do you not know the difference? Natalie Lee, owner of Mickey and Al's
Kosher deli.
A kosher deli, yeah, in Montclair, told the Post. If you're going to make that kind of statement, at least know your flag. I cannot imagine that somebody is that uneducated and that they don't know the difference. What she did, you made people believing in their cause look like idiots.
Oh
it was
my
clearly
God.
done for likes, that's all.
Dude, how do you do that?
They made several attempts to contact the lady, and I guess they weren't able to. But, like, look right here, right? So this is her on the video. Once again, we're not going to play the video, but this is her, right? She thought that it was an Israel flag, and it's actually a Greek flag.
Right.
She goes by Ambamelia on social media, posted that on TikTok October 15th, said, look at this shit, I don't stand for the Zionist shit in Montclair, while holding a fistful of ripped down Greek flags. The video titled "The Time I Mistakenly Thought the Flag for Israel and Took the Restaurant's Flag Down, OMG," has since generated nearly
Why the
4.5
fuck would you
million
post
views.
that online?
Look at this, dude. These are Greek flags, stupid. Look at this. This is what she tore down. This is crazy. She's on one particular side. That's her opinion. She has a right to that, one resident said. She shouldn't be speaking for the whole city of Montclair. Tensions are high everywhere. Another resident called Matthews small-minded.
Well, yeah.
That really shows her ignorance and stupidity, the resident said.
Yep.
Throughout the video, Matthews screamed, "Free Palestine, bitch," at restaurant workers, and then asked them if they knew there was a genocide going on and that they're killing children as she eviscerated the Greek flags. Oh,
Damn, she's got. Whoa.
That's
All right.
She
Let's
goes-
hear her out. Hang on.
She goes, "What? I thought it was Israel. My bad," she responded. "It looked like Israel."
Whoa.
This is her.
Hang on. Let's hear her out.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
but this is that restaurant, dude. I don't know. Like I said, we don't have the video because there was a lot of
Go back to that picture of her. Hang on a minute. You know what? Fuck the Greeks. Yeah. You know what? Go you, boo-boo, you dumb, stupid bitch. Look at... Yeah.
oh my.
Yeah.
Well-
Fuck the Greeks. I'm with her.
Oh my gosh.
I'm with her.
That's funny. But yeah, dude, what a catastrophic collapse for
Oh
her.
my God. How do you... And like, my thing is why do you post that? Like, it happened months ago. Why are you posting it? Like, that's just... Unless she was falling off.
It
and
must have
needed-
been very stupid. That's very stupid.
Yeah.
You don't just do that, dude. Well, you know what? Should I try to pull up the video?
You can, and we can watch it after.
I can't type. But yeah, dude.
Oh,
I mean,
did you just leave off the L in flags?
No. But you could find that on Twitter too, though.
Yes, you can.
You could find that on Twitter too. But just going back to it, dude. Oh shit, this is the video. I think it's gonna load. Should we play it?
Yeah, why not?
All right, we'll let it load for a second here. But we'll just riff. Yeah,
But ultimately, again, like I said, like why would you post it? Like, what makes you post that 10 months later or
well,
whatever
I think
the
it's
case
because
may
it
be?
happened back in March, and now that everything with the courts coming up, I guess she posted it, trying to get clout.
Oh,
I don't know, dude.
Okay.
But it's very stupid, and it doesn't exactly seem to be loading at the moment, which is fine. We could just, whatever.
She said, "What? I thought this was an Israeli flag."
Yeah, but she's an idiot. She's a retard. It is what it is. It is what it is. But imagine, dude, just working there, right? Being the store owner, you're working. Maybe you haven't had this job for that long. Maybe
Yeah.
you just
Right.
started your dream of owning a small business.
Yeah.
And this dumb bitch
With
just goes
nice
and tear
tits.
down. Well, I'm not gonna say that.
Grabs those Greek flags outside of your gyro shop. Like, what?
You know what? I'm just gonna say one thing for the culture, and then we can end that.
Absolutely.
Free Palestine. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Anyway,
Okay.
anyway, speaking of somebody who is definitely not in favor of wars,
The Jews.
Tulsi Gabbard.
Oh.
Tulsi Gabbard.
My bad. Sorry.
No, go ahead. You want to talk about the Jews?
We could talk about the Jews. There's not much to talk about the Jews. We can talk about the Jews. There's a lot of Jewish people coming out in defense of Donald Trump.
They are defending
after
Donald
Kamala
Trump.
Harris, came out on that presser and called him Adolf Hitler. There was a
She did.
There was a lot of Jewish people that came back to support Trump.
And do you notice too how the momentum? We'll talk about Tulsi, but it's really shifted.
It's shifted
within the past 2 weeks or so. I feel like the momentum has just shifted for Trump.
Yeah, and
shifted
like
Trump.
again, I was talking to our uncle about it, and she said, or he was like saying that basically what's going on is if Kamala was to win, it would be the female vote that not, you know what I mean, like that. The females that don't really give a shit anymore, but now they're fired up, definitely mostly on the liberal side of things.
Probably don't have good relationships with their fathers.
Right. So, I mean, ultimately, I think that's probably the vote that we're going to see come into play. But is it going to be enough to beat Donald Trump? I really don't. I don't think so. I think there's a lot more people that are seeing through the bullshit compared to those who are just riding the train. What's going on down there, buddy? You're all tangled up. There he goes.
Yeah, dude. Sorry, everybody. But yeah, dude, I totally agree. Trump has put together a coalition of a lot of unlikely allies.
Right. Elon, RFK.
I'm talking about voter blocks.
Yeah.
He's got the white blue collar worker. That has it in the bag, right? The male vote in general, the white male vote.
Yeah,
he has that. Whether or not you're in
and
college or not,
the young male, like he's got the. I think he has the male vote across the board. I think
right.
ultimately,
and then black men,
yes,
especially young black men.
He's got them.
I saw that coming, but I did not think it would be this much. And then he has.
I think it was sparked by Obama. I think ultimately, I think Obama backfired.
And then too, the Latina community.
Yeah,
the whole thing.
Yeah,
not men or
no, they
it's the
all
whole
love it.
thing, men and women.
Yeah,
I think I saw 73%.
Underlay, get the orange man into office.
73%, right? And okay, so I saw he had 73% of Latino vote.
Yeah.
And then Jewish people too.
Yeah.
Jewish people too, because for some reason the Democrats didn't want to support a decent bloc anymore.
And that's the thing.
I don't
and that's
get
what
it.
we've been fucking
Why?
saying.
Why?
Ever since me and you came back to do this show, that is what we've been saying.
Which we've been very successful, by the way.
We have been very successful.
Good job.
Nice. But that's what I'm saying. Like, why, as a Democratic Party, why are you going and running Kamala Harris, somebody who across the board was hated for 3.5 years, was deemed by these crazy big media outlets as the worst vice president in history, was just dicked on constantly, and then you pull Biden, and then you slip her in the most sneaky thing ever seen in American politics. Probably not, but I mean, like you just slipped her in there, and now she's running, and now everybody wants to pretend like she's Mother Mary, and she's not. She's a fucking retard.
I agree.
And I don't mean that like she might not have a good strategy for the economy, or she might not have. I mean, I don't think she has a good strategy for the border.
Not at all.
The economy might be the only thing that is going right for Kamala Harris, and in my opinion, she is not going to win on that. She's not going to win on that because as much as the economy matters in the sense of it's affected by, or everybody is affected by it, I think ultimately people are just going to take it at face value and say, listen, here was Biden's economy, and that's exactly Kamala's economy, because she went on The View and went on all these outlets and said she doesn't see any difference between her and Biden.
I know.
And then you see Trump's, and it is just no fucking secret that Trump had the better economy.
Exactly. Speaking about the economy, right? My fiance, who has never voted before prior to this election, is not a political person at all. By the way, I voted yesterday.
I was about to say.
voted for Donald J. Trump.
Good job.
Hopefully, the second time that I vote for him, which is this current election, hopefully it works. But anyway,
good job.
My fiance, not a political person at all, right?
Right.
Has never followed politics once in her life, but sees on TikTok and stuff like that Kamala saying, when I get in office, the economy's gonna, be back, inflation's gonna be curbed, and she's like, you've been here for the past 4 years,
right?
The fact that it's even clicking in her mind is
right.
crazy.
And
it
I
should
don't
be
know
a testament to how unpopular
right.
Kamala really is.
Right, and I don't know that we have the clip pulled up, but I think it was Kamala on Colbert, or Kamala on something, and it went back to, it was Kamala with Anderson Cooper at the town hall. I think Anderson Cooper asked her, was like, hey, what do you say to people that say you've been in office for 3.5 years? Why hasn't things changed? And she basically responded with saying, oh, Anderson, there's so many issues and things need to change, and there were change under these 3 years, but there's a list, and it all starts. But it's like, okay, would the economy not be top of the list? Would the border not be top of the list? Like, these are, at least the border, those are things that she was directly involved with.
Exactly.
She was the border
czar.
Like, stop pretending that she wasn't. So when you look at that, she has a failed border, but she wants to push it and say that it was Trump who rejected the border bill. That's not what, or it was, Republicans. Yeah, it was Republicans.
Yeah.
Like, it's so fucking crooked. It's so crooked.
Very much so. All right. So to segue from that, speaking of a different woman, right? Tulsi Gabbard was a Democrat her whole entire life. And then she lost her race. She was a representative in Hawaii for 6 years, maybe?
Yeah, something like that. If not longer.
And so she lost her race, and the Democratic Party went against her immediately after she completely eviscerated Kamala in the 2019 Democratic primary campaign, right?
That she did.
And so Tulsi was running for president, called out Kamala Harris on her awful record, and ever since then, the Democratic Party has had it out for her. By the way, I would vote for this
I would
lady.
vote for Tulsi.
I would vote for her probably, and I'd be more enthusiastic about it than voting for Trump.
Yeah, I would go full feminist. I would
honestly,
yeah.
No, I would, and I'm not even joking around too. I would be so proud to vote for Tulsi Gabbard for president. I hope she runs for governor of Hawaii because I think she will win. She talks about the issues, especially the Maui fires, right? But over this past week, she officially converted to a Republican.
Welcome to the team, Tulsi.
Welcome Tulsi. Welcome Tulsi Gabbard, real quick. Welcome Tulsi Gabbard.
Welcome to the team, Tulsi.
Welcome to the team. So she was independent for the past 2 or 3 years, I think, and then she finally switched to Republican.
Yep.
She did this at Trump's, I'd like to say, North Carolina rally. Right alongside him, she converted. So we'll play the video for you. Here we go.
It is because of my love for our country, and specifically because of the leadership that President Trump has brought to transform the Republican Party and bring it back to the party of...
Damn it. Damn it.
What the hell?
Damn it.
Tulsi.
Damn, it's not loading.
Tulsi, what were you going to say?
Damn.
Oh, well.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But the point is, man, so sorry everybody, but spoiler alert, she converted to a Republican. She said it. Everybody cheered, right? That was that, whatever. But it is so crazy to see Tulsi Gabbard, who is a lifelong Democrat, convert. First off, shows a testament to how the Democratic Party completely has collapsed. Collapsed in on itself.
Right.
Not standing for the values that it used to anymore. Abandoned so many people, and Tulsi is one of them.
I agree. I mean, and that's what we heard Trump say earlier this episode, about how the left is now the radical. The left is the complete change. The left is the issue,
Yeah. That's the thing.
So it's just, I don't know. Ultimately, it's very, I think I'm seeing in my family people that were Democrats their whole lives switch around. So I know you are as well.
Oh, yeah, dude. We have so many people in our family because traditionally the Democrats were on the side of the blue collar workers.
Yeah.
And that in particular, dude, they abandoned that whole sect. So we actually did get that Tulsi clip, by the way. It's going to be a little distorted in terms of the video, but here we go. So this is Tulsi Gabbard officially converting to being a Republican.
It is because of my love for our country, and specifically because of the leadership that President Trump has brought to transform the Republican Party and bring it back to the party of the people and the party of peace, that I'm proud to stand here with you today, President Trump, and announce that I'm joining the Republican Party.
Listen to that pop.
I know, dude. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Welcome, Tulsi.
Welcome, Tulsi Gabbard, to the Republican Party. You are now probably their greatest asset.
Yeah, absolutely.
Once again, I would love to vote for Tulsi Gabbard for president. We actually talked about this last week.
And we did, and we actually had a clip that did very well about it.
Very good.
But my thing is I don't know, Luke. The Republican Party is so stacked in my idea of down the line presidents.
Let's say we have a lot of people in the Republican Party.
Right. So
let's name them.
Tulsi's
huge.
Vivek. JD Vance.
I was going to say that, dude. JD Vance.
Yeah, JD Vance.
Those are the big three.
Yeah, I mean,
Big,
those. I would say that
hitters.
those are the power three right
Big
now.
DeSantis.
And DeSantis as well. Yeah,
Absolutely.
DeSantis. I mean, honestly, like, but okay, so you look at those four people and you think, where are they going to go? Who's going to become a president? I think we're seeing a J.D. Vance presidency. I think he's well spoken.
I can see it
I
too.
think we're seeing one ultimately.
I don't think we get it though if Trump loses.
Well, I mean, that's very possible. I don't know that we get another Republican in office if Trump loses.
Maybe like a Lindsey Graham. Or like
Possibly.
a Mitt Romney type. Anyway, continuing
Possibly,
on with what you're saying.
but I mean, when we're looking at the scale of people and time frames and whatnot, you just think of like what a powerhouse Ohio boys Vivek and JD would be a president, vice president. Like, but it would never happen. We would never see a president, vice president like that unless Vivek wanted to, like, I don't know how that would work, but
And
that
they
would be
switch
just awesome.
every 4.
That would be phenomenal.
That'd be crazy. You get 16 straight years.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
And it's just so funny because JD's obviously white, whatever. He's a white man, straight white man, whatever.
You mean the dominant?
Right.
He's a dominant.
Well, but what I'm gonna try and get at is Tulsi Gabbard is from Hawaii.
Oh yeah.
She's technically a woman, and she's also
Technically
a woman.
a woman.
No, listen, technically a woman.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Because the Democrats don't know what a man and a woman is anymore.
Right.
But she's also technically a woman of color,
Oh.
and they don't. Well, she's from Hawaii.
Oh. Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay.
And they don't like that. They don't like that. Vivek, not only is he he's not technically an immigrant. His parents were immigrants from India.
Right.
But he's a man of color.
Yeah. And he's smart.
Very smart. And
Smart.
they don't like that he's on their other team, dude.
No.
And they don't like that. Also a billionaire, I think. Also a billionaire.
Is he?
I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong.
Possibly.
But these are two candidates that the Democratic Party wishes were on their team because they
Absolutely.
love playing identity politics. Now the right has it, but the right got it because they weren't playing identity politics.
Right. But I mean, and like you go back to, identity and whatnot, but if you look at Republican versus Democrat, we've talked about this. The men, if you just look at the men alone on either side, you have the strong actual men of, all the centuries that we've seen, strong, powerful, well-spoken men.
Yes.
Like, just, I don't know, that's what a fucking man is.
Yes.
And then you have
Tim Walz.
Walz.
we did not know that we were going to say that at the same time, by the way.
But, like, and then you have Tim Walz.
Tim Walz
bro.
to spread his legs.
Like, oh my God, yeah. No wonder he's pro-abortion. He's had 10 himself. Like, I don't know. I don't know why there's this big divide, and if it's just pandering to each different audience, but like, why is it that Republicans are quote unquote the man's man and Democrats are all just these cocky liberal fucks?
Not only that, but the Republicans now are pro-family.
Right.
Democrats, I guess, abandoned all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, the Republican Party going forward, it's stacked. It's absolutely stacked.
It is. It looks very nice.
Let's segue now away from politics.
Yeah.
Something happened, folks, this week, and it's pretty historical, pretty monumental. LeBron James and his son Bronny, LeBron James Jr., suited up together. They played the first NBA game against the Minnesota Timberwolves, and they checked in together. We're going to play it for you, and then I have a lot to say.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear what you want to say. I want to see if we're going to be on the same page.
So here we go. This is LeBron and Bronny playing it. We might not play the whole thing, but we might. Here we go.
History tonight. The first father-son duo to play together in an NBA game.
Real quick, this is really cool.
It is.
This is really freaking cool.
It is.
This is all
especially like how young Bronny was when LeBron was in Cleveland for the first time.
Yeah, dude. Aw, it's not loading. Piss.
I mean, ultimately, let it load and see. I think this is very cool, but I think Bronny is only in the NBA because he's LeBron's son. And I will die on that hill because, to me, Bronny's stats through college were not
Dude,
good.
they weren't even close to good. They were not even close to good.
No.
There was that TikTok that followed did Bronny play today or whatever?
Yeah.
And it had all the stats. I think he put up double-digit points a couple times.
Yeah, I mean, it was so bad. Like
it was awful.
It was
dude.
funny how bad it was because
awful.
I don't know why. I mean, I know why everybody's, hyped up about it, because it's LeBron and his son. And I don't want to shit on him, but he's not a tremendous basketball player. He didn't dominate.
Not at all.
His early years like LeBron did to get himself to this point. His dad has paved the legacy for him.
I agree, dude. I agree. And I'm trying to find this clip, but it's not going to come up, I guess. Here's what I think about LeBron and Bronny.
Okay.
We'll talk about it since you can't find the clip, right? You want to look for highlights. We just watched it, right? They checked in together, okay?
And that was it.
If you want to find highlights, you can't. You can't find any highlights because it didn't happen. It didn't happen at all. Bronny played with LeBron for about a minute and a half. He shot a 3. He missed. Nothing happened.
No.
Nothing happened. It would have been cool.
I think he got 4 rebounds.
Bronny?
I think so.
I don't know. Maybe.
I think he might have got 4 rebounds.
It would have been so cool if Bronny, on a fast break,
oh my God,
gets
lobs
a
it
steal,
to his dad.
He's taking it down off the backboard. LeBron up. Crowd, they would have burnt the city down.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen. Maybe 4 rebounds, maybe. He didn't play well.
No,
like I
not
said,
at all.
He missed a 3. And like you're saying, he got there because of his dad. I don't
100%.
think he averaged double-digit points.
No.
He was in college for, I believe, 2 years, maybe 1 year. But he wasn't ready. It's very obvious that it wasn't ready. And I am going to come with a hot take. LeBron is very selfish because I think LeBron pushed for the Lakers to draft Bronny. They drafted him 56 overall.
Oh my God,
there's 60.
LeBron is the only reason that Bronny got fucking drafted.
LeBron is very selfish because I feel like he's undermining Bronny's career. He's stunting Bronny's development
because
as a player.
Because he wants to play with his son.
It's selfish though.
It is.
Because now,
but I understand it, but yes,
as we'll see, okay? Because LeBron pushed. He pushed for Bronny to join the Lakers, right? Lakers drafted him. They took the rightful spot of somebody that should be in the NBA, right?
Yep.
Now what's happening? Oh, the Lakers are making Bronny James' roster move in an early season twist. They are sending him to the G League, which is the minor league of the NBA, because he's so bad. It says right here, bring your son to work day is likely getting the axe. That's funny. Following the Lakers' upcoming road trip, which runs through November 6th, Bronny James will be splitting his time between Lakers' active roster and the franchise's G League affiliate, the South Bay Lakers. History was made this week when LeBron and... I can't talk. I'm so fed up. When Bronny and LeBron James became the first ever father-son duo to share an NBA court. Now, though, with that in the rearview mirror, Los Angeles is seemingly taking the long view. Because he sucks.
Right. It's so funny.
That's it.
It's so funny. He came in for one game, and they were like, okay,
because he sucks.
see ya.
In his 3 minutes of game time during the Lakers 110 to 103
Oh, that's what I saw. It was 3 minutes played. He had no stats, I don't think.
No. On Tuesday night, Bronny missed both of his shot attempts, and Los Angeles was outscored by 5 points. He sucks. He doesn't deserve to be on the court. What do you not get? Somebody's job, somebody's rightful spot on an NBA roster was taken by him because LeBron is selfish, and he's actually undermining his son. I truly believe that. The 20-year-old didn't look overwhelmed by the moment, but he didn't make any standout plays either because he sucks.
Right.
In South Bay, the young James will likely be afforded time to develop with real meaningful minutes instead of wasting away on the Los Angeles bench.
Which is good. I don't want him to suck. I want him to be a good player.
I would love him to be good.
Right. Imagine we have LeBron James Jr. coming in and playing for another 20 years, and we're just that's the LeBron that our kids will get to.
I know. Hopefully.
Right?
Hopefully.
Right?
Bronny, for his part, has shown receptiveness towards the idea of taking his talents to South Bay.
Because he knows he sucks.
I'm just looking forward to any basketball I play while working outside the association's other neophytes in Las Vegas Summer League, no matter what level I'm playing at. If he pays his dues and continues to hone his craft, Bronny wouldn't be the first second-round pick to work his way up into the superstar stratosphere. Knicks star Jalen Brunson being a recent example. His job is to put the work in and get better and better just like the rest of us, LeBron told reporters in September. And we want to hold him accountable. He's going to hold us accountable. And if we do all that, we all get better because we're all on one team. We're a reflection of South Bay. South Bay is a reflection of us. Dude, I don't know. I really don't know.
I don't either.
I feel like LeBron is sabotaging Bronny's career because he's being selfish. He wanted that moment.
Yeah.
And I think he might throw him to the Wolves now. Honestly. I don't know. Will Bronny even be playing in the NBA in 5 years?
I don't know. I'd be interested to see.
LeBron will be retired. He won't have the control.
No, it ultimately will it'll depend on how Bronny actually plays. Like, yeah, he might be. I think it was a little bit of the Lakers wanted to do this, but also like when you look at the draft and you look at your 56th overall pick or whatever Bronny was drafted, you think, okay, we have to take him. We have his father on the team. We're gonna make history. We're gonna make money by just simply putting them on a T-shirt together. You know, like I don't know. I don't think that we're going to see Bronny out of the NBA unless he just doesn't improve at all. I mean, but I feel like he's got to have that natural athlete.
He's got the
ability.
genetics. He has to have the genetics.
Right. So I think it's ultimately just what he puts into the G League. And he said that, like that article said that Bronny was receptive of it. You know. So I think.
Listen,
it's okay.
I'm not really hating on Bronny. I'm hating on LeBron though. I think the decision to push for your son to be on the team,
right?
You stunted his development,
right?
I hope. Excuse me. I hope he's good. I hope he's good. I'm rooting for his success, dude. But yeah, we'll see what happens. It's just tragic right now. Anyway, back to politics.
Oh,
Bill
Maher.
Bill Maher had Megyn Kelly on recently, and Megyn Kelly kind of eviscerated his whole argument. So they're talking about. You'll see what they're talking about.
Hopefully.
So here we go.
I'm just saying it's hard for people to understand why that, which is not democracy, that's the border issue. And you're right, they fucked it up.
Damn, folks. Well, something's happening with the internet today. Yeah, Bill Maher. But going forward, basically what happened was Megyn Kelly eviscerated Bill Maher on the whole argument of Trump. Pretty much everything. It went viral. People said she didn't roast Bill Maher, but she owned him. She owned a lib. She wasn't even talking about that. What I was trying to capture was she was talking about trans ideology.
Oh.
And completely eviscerated him.
I mean,
on
yeah,
everything.
I think you'd have to. I don't. The fucking trans psychology or whatever the fuck, it's all ideology, whatever. It is all just. It's a crock of shit. Everybody knows it's a crock of shit, and I don't know. How do you go on national television? And I mean, I don't think he's on national television anymore. What's he on?
HBO.
Like you can't. I don't know. How do you back it? How do you back it when you can literally just ask them what is a woman and it just throws them all off? Like like that's what I fucking love about Matt Walsh putting that movie out.
I know.
It became a thing. You can literally shut down any sort of trans psychopath by just going, "What is a woman?" and it just blows them up.
I know, dude. I know. So hopefully, I mean, this clip isn't going to load, but we have the transcripts here. So they're talking about Trump specifically in this one. The other clip that I had, they were talking about the trans ideology. But Megyn Kelly dismantled Bill Maher's argument to the point where he gives up and admits the Biden-Harris administration effed up the border. Bill Maher, that's the border issue. You're right. The Biden-Harris administration fucked it up. He's a fascist. His friends are all dictators. Megyn Kelly, I don't care about that all. They've been saying that about the Republican candidate for years. They tried to tell us Mitt Romney was a raging sexist. We are no longer listening to them. Bill Maher, if Trump had this economy. Megyn Kelly, not as high as it was under Trump. Bill Maher, Trump inherited somebody else's economy. Megyn Kelly, walk me through it. Trump has Obama to thank for his economy, but Biden can't thank Trump for anything. Bill Maher, let's get off this.
It's exactly true.
But Bill Maher melted in comparison to Megyn Kelly. Megyn Kelly was hammering him with facts, and Bill Maher just couldn't respond.
Right.
I don't know, dude. It's a testament to how messed up everything is right now.
Absolutely. And it sucks that our internet is not working, so I apologize because it'll probably end up being a shorter show. But
we do have that floor. You want to get into
I
the
do
AI
want to do
thing?
this one.
Okay, and then this might be the last thing we do.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Well, we have to talk about the Browns.
We will. Yeah, a little bit of a shorter episode. I apologize to anybody if you guys think the quality is dipped. If so, please donate to us. Please donate.
So we can get Wi-Fi in the shed.
Come on, let's do this. Anyway, so this is very controversial, and we'll talk about it right now. Florida mother sues Google, alleges AI chatbot encouraged 14-year-old son to commit suicide. This is a controversial topic, but we're going to get into it. Here we go. A Florida mother has filed a lawsuit against Google and Character AI, alleging that the artificial intelligence chatbot encouraged her 14-year-old son to commit suicide. The plaintiff, Megan Garcia, alleged that Character's AI founders knowingly designed, operated, and marketed a predatory AI chatbot to children, causing the death of her son. Garcia's son died by his own hand in February after months of interaction with the chatbot. Quote, A dangerous chatbot AI app marketed to children abused and preyed on my son, manipulating him into taking his own life, Garcia said in a press release. Our family has been devastated by this tragedy, but I'm speaking out to warn families to the dangers of deceptive, addictive AI technology and demand accountability from Character AI, its founders, and Google. The lawsuit includes evidence of the AI chatbot posing as a licensed therapist, encouraging encouraging suicidal ideation. That's crazy. It also engaged in highly sexualized conversations that would constitute abuse if initiated by a human adult.
Wow.
That's crazy, too.
Yeah, it is.
The complaint against accuses Character's AI developer, Character Technologies company founders, and Google parent company, Alphabet, of knowingly marketing a dangerous product and deceptive trade practices. Character AI is a dangerous and deceptively designed product that manipulated and abused Megan Garcia's son, and potentially millions of other children, too. Social Media Victims Law Center founding attorney Matthew P. Bergman said Character AI's developers intentionally marketed a harmful product to children and refused to provide even basic protections against misuse and abuse. The Social Media Victims Law Center and Tech Justice Law Project are representing Garcia. That's crazy. This whole thing is crazy.
I don't understand how you let your kid just go do that. Is that like monitor your children? Number one, number two. What I want to see these messages. Like, I mean, maybe I don't because
I don't.
But like, I need to kind of wrap my head around it. How is AI acting like a licensed therapist, and then being a sexual predator to a 14-year-old, and then all of a sudden this kid's killing himself?
It's so crazy.
What the fuck is going on?
It is so crazy. This is so dystopian too. This is not what we were promised at all.
No.
I haven't even. Shout out to my fiance for telling me about this story. This is tragic. I just never imagined that this is something that AI could do. They gave this child, this 14-year-old kid, detailed information on how to kill himself.
That's crazy.
When you look at everything, it's so insane. And
That's
the thought
crazy.
that the AI chatbot was having sexual conversations with this boy,
Right.
What the hell?
Right. How does that even work?
What the hell?
How does that work? How is that a faulty, like, that's not faulty from whoever owns the company. That's just like, they should be arrested.
They literally programmed that.
Yeah.
They literally, and then this sets a precedent. What else could they program it to do?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Take over the world.
I'm not even saying that more so, right? Like, what could they influence children to do?
Oh my God, yeah.
You want to talk about the I call it the trans epidemic, whatever you want to call it. How so much more children now are being like influenced to do that stuff, right?
Right.
But you could even go further. You
Probably,
could even go
it could
further.
probably say that about killing your parents.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know how many kids would go onto an AI quote unquote friend and go, "Oh, my parents are so mean."
Kids are already mentally unwell.
right.
Ever since COVID, it's been different, but it was brewing even then.
There's no AI in my house. Get the fuck out of here.
It's crazy, dude.
No
I don't
AI.
know. I don't know what precedent they set here. I don't know how they're gonna go after them.
I don't either. But it's crazy. It's crazy, and I don't know. My heart goes out to that
yes.
lady's family. You know, as much as you want to say monitor your kids, there's obviously more to it with the company that has that AI app or system or whatever the case may be. It's
tragic,
it's
man.
Disgusting.
It's tragic.
Disgusting.
Obviously, you pray for the victims, you pray for the family, and you hope that they can come to some sort of peace after this, dude. Because this is the worst. I never even thought that this is something that could happen.
Right. I mean, I thought humans were sick, but apparently robots could be sicker.
Yeah. Well, to segue off that, because that's so sad to end with, and we can't end with that. We got
a little bit of happiness.
We got the internet to work again, and I really wanted to cover this story, and I'm so happy that this news article finally loaded. We love the New York Post. We read from the Post a lot, mostly because it's free. So this is huge. So here we go. Transit workers that were fired for refusing the COVID-19 vaccines on religious grounds are awarded $1.3 million each.
Crazy.
Each.
Life-changing
How
money.
about that? Life-changing money, first off. But good. Here we go. 6 San Francisco public transit employees were fired for refusing to get the COVID-19 vaccines, have been awarded more than $1 million each. The Bay Area Bay Area Rapid Transit BART employees filed a discrimination lawsuit saying they were wrongfully terminated for refusing the vaccine on sincerely held religious beliefs. Federal jurors this week awarded the group a total of $7.8 million or $1.3 million each. Wow. An official for BART, which connects the San Francisco Peninsula with communities in the East and South Bays, told Cron 4 it had no comment on the ruling. BART issued a new COVID-19 vaccination policy in October 2021 that required all employees to be fully vaccinated. Those who asked for exemptions because of sincerely held religious beliefs were fired, the plaintiff's attorneys alleged in the lawsuit filed by the Pacific Justice Institute. Exclusion of religious people from the enjoyment of right of stands in violation of the First Amendment's religious clauses. I can't read today, I'm sorry. And federal and state anti-discrimination employment laws. 109 employees' requests for religious exemptions were denied, the lawsuit said. BART officials failed to prove an undue hardship, and the 6 employees had revealed a genuine conflict between their faith and the vaccine, the jury ruled Wednesday. The rail employees chose to lose their livelihood rather than deny their faith, said the lead trial attorney. That in itself shows the sincerity and depth of their convictions. After nearly 3 years of struggle, these essential workers feel they were heard and understood by the jury and are overjoyed and relieved by the verdict. The $7.8 million payout was calculated from lost wages plus $1 million for each fired employee. The world is healing, my friend.
It's getting there. It is getting there. Good for them.
Good for them. Great for them. Great for them, because there are so many other people. Like, I remember reading an article about the New York cops and how they sued. They did something similar to this too, but they refused to get the vaccine, and so they were fired, but they got their jobs back.
Good for them.
And they were awarded.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Good for fucking them.
It's just a reminder that they did this to us.
Right.
Like, they forced millions and millions the majority of the population, they forced a experimental COVID vaccine into the arms of millions of Americans.
And now we're seeing the proper reparations go around.
It's just, I can't believe that it's actually happening.
Yeah.
And the government, once again, they try to pretend that this didn't happen.
No, it's all going to be swept under the rug. And Luke, do you wonder in 100 years from now what is going to be in textbooks? Like, do you think they're going to teach about COVID?
No. They might teach about it.
Do you think Anthony Fauci is going to be anywhere in a history book?
He'll probably be heralded as a hero.
Yeah, probably. Probably.
As sad as it is. But that's the truth. He'll probably be heralded as a hero. This isn't going to load, but it is what it is. He'll probably be heralded as a hero. It's just very upsetting to when you think about the people that make history.
Right.
And I'm not going to talk about what I'm referring to, but the good guys don't always win.
No.
The people that write history are the people that win.
Right. Right.
And so, I don't know, dude. I mean, the people right now seem to be winning, like the good people.
Yeah.
You see that with Joe Rogan's interview. 25 million views in a day? In a day? Are you kidding me? Please.
Right.
So, I don't know. Mainstream media, traditional establishment media, the elites are losing power, and we'll see what they do to kind of get it back. Because they're going to try and get it back.
Right. Subscribe to us to try to give us some power.
Please, come on. We're like barely sucking on power right now. Sucking is a bad word.
Yeah,
shouldn't have said sucking.
Yeah, licking power.
Oh, we're licking it.
Luke.
The Browns.
The
Cleveland Browns.
The Cleveland Browns.
Well, Deshaun Watson ruptured his Achilles last week, and I was happy.
I'm
Happy.
surprised we didn't actually talk about this in a thing or like in a segment, but ultimately I understand why. I think it was very shitty for Browns fans to cheer as he was getting carted off. But at the end of the day, can we stop pretending like Deshaun Watson's this stand-up guy? Like, he's kind of a piece of shit with a track record. So
he
might have got what he deserved. Yes. I don't know, but ultimately, God, the Browns just continue to do the dumbest fucking things, which is give $250 million to some guy who doesn't want to be there, and fucking now he's injured. Now he's done. That was the last snap that Deshaun Watson will ever take as a Cleveland Brown.
I hope so.
Guaranteed. But I mean, ultimately, they got the Ravens today. It'll be tomorrow when you guys listen to this. They're gonna get their fucking dickholes killed,
or they're gonna win.
They're not gonna win. Jameis Winston's gonna throw for, I call it right now, 230 yards, 3 interceptions.
I'm gonna make a prediction.
Okay.
They're 8.5 point underdogs.
You think they cover?
They're gonna win. They're gonna win at home. Jameis Winston, you saw that play. Granted, it was kind of like garbage time. Led a drive, scored a touchdown, threw it to David Njoku back to the end zone, 2 toes in, touchdown.
Okay.
Mossed them. I am a little bit delusional.
Okay.
They're 1-6. After today, they're going to be 2-6.
Okay.
Eventually, they're going to beat the Chargers, go into the bye at 3-6. I think that's the bye. Then they're going to start rolling from there.
Yeah, that's not happening. But okay, it's good idea. I'll text you at about 2:00 when they're down 32-0.
I'm telling you right now, you're going to be surprised.
Okay, I hope I am.
Ravens have a short week.
I hope I am.
Have a short week.
I know.
They played Monday Night Football last night.
Yeah,
they have
I know.
about 6 days.
I know.
I'm
But at
telling you
the
right
end
now,
of the day,
you're wrong.
Okay.
You're wrong.
I'm still gonna be
Have
sitting
some
in my
faith.
living room with
Have
the
some
Browns
faith.
jersey on, looking like a retard, and I'm gonna be upset no matter what happens.
Nick Chubb has another game.
I am aware.
Another game that
I
Nick
am
Chubb's
aware.
going to be getting back. He scored
I
a
am
touchdown
aware.
last week, which I predicted. I did not predict the yardage, though.
I did bet on that, and that did hit for me. So thank you, Nick Chubb. But I don't think they'll win. I don't think they'll win. But we can clip it when they do, and we can do a little celebrate.
Yeah, why
little,
not?
Little Trump dance.
Why not, dude? But I'm so optimistic about this team.
I am too.
They fucking suck, but I love them so much.
The Browns are up. The deep state's down.
That's right. We can end with that, actually. Well, folks, Trump is going to win the election. I have never been more convinced of that in my life. The tide is turning, and if he doesn't win, then I think it's an election referendum. Anyway, so we will see you. Hopefully they don't rig it.
Next episode's gonna be a
last one before the election.
Yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be all politics probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
We'll call it the big one.
Hopefully Trump is still alive.
Oh God, I hope so.
Let's knock on wood for that. Hopefully Trump is still alive. He's the best politician in my life. He's also kind of the worst, but
he's not a politician. He's a
not
businessman.
exactly.
He's not really great at that either, but he was a damn good president.
That's right. So we'll end on that, and we look forward to Trump's next presidency. Like I said, hopefully he's still alive. By the next episode, we will see you.